This is Jeffrey Aaron reporting tonight from Jersey City, USA, where Swiss International Airlines has put on a daily A340 flight adding new cargo lift to Zurich in addition to its multiple daily flights from JFK International in Queens, New York to Zurich. We're speaking to Sam Fischel, Prime Transport, freight forwarder custom brokers based at JFK. Tell me, Sam, what brings you to Newark to the Swiss World Affair tonight?
Well, I came out specifically to honor my friend Octavian David, who's taking over as the new cargo manager for Swiss Air in Newark. Yeah. Even though I live in Connecticut, it's a bit of a hardship for me. But if it were in Philadelphia, I'd still go because they've done wonderful by us.
I'm noticing your tie. It seems to have the flags of many nations. I guess that it reflects your international business.
Yeah. Well, I didn't wear it specifically. It's just a lucky pull out of the closet today, so very apropos.
I understand that you were connected at one time with Seaboard World Airways. I just said Swiss.
Yeah.
I understand that you were connected one time at Seaboard World. Tell me how that lingers or that resonates in your life, if it still does.
Well, absolutely. It was a very relevant training ground as a freight forwarder.
Yeah.
So I think that most freight forwarders don't have a concept of what things look like on the airplane. But unlike the people you mentioned before, I was not on the sales side. I was on the operations side.
Yeah.
So I started out at Seaboard in 1974 as in customer service. Then I became the customer service manager, and then I became a terminal manager. And I had aspirations to go into the marketing department at Seaboard, but that was pretty much a decline in 1981.
Yeah.
But it was fortuitous for me that I made the jump over to the freight forwarding community.
And tell me, what surprised you when you moved from working for all cargo airlines to moving to becoming a freight forwarder?
Actually, it's actually an interesting transition in the sense that the export is absolutely identical, but the customs brokerage side was like a whole new world for me.
Yeah. So
I had to really learn that, and it's been an interesting journey.
What keeps it interesting now?
Well, when you have your own business, then it's always a motivation, you know.
Yeah.
But I worked for almost 10 years for a freight forwarder. It's a difficult adjustment because freight forwarders somehow have a natural resentment for airline people, so it's a very difficult jump to make.
Yeah.
But once I got over on the freight forwarder side, I had to kind of convince them I'm one of you guys now. I had to shed my airline identity. And just learned the business. It was interesting how what happened was the assimilation process was very difficult, and unlike Europe where they have apprenticeships for freight forwarders, here you kind of have to jump in. Yeah. So what I did is I worked for a fairly large freight forwarder. So what I did was, as the supervisors who reported to me, as they went on vacation, I would jump in, at their seats. And eventually I got my custom broker's license, and years later I started my own business.
Do you have your one office here at Kennedy?
We have one office at Kennedy, and obviously we're big supporters of Swiss.
Yeah.
And then we have another office down in Miami.
Okay, and it's keeping you busy. You're staying in the business.
Yeah, we're about, we started 2 people in 1993, and we're up to about 40 people now between the 2 offices.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for talking.
All right, well, thank you.
If you'd like further information on developing air cargo topics, go to www.aircargonews.com. If you'd like a free subscription to Air Cargo News and to our thrice weekly publication Flying Typers, write to me, Jeffrey, at aircargonews.com. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and keep 'em flying.